Hey, what's up everybody, Nexel here. Today we are playing Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, and I know this video is late, but I definitely wanted to give you guys some input about these 5 skills to thrill deals. Now, normally I think these skills to thrill deal are actually really bad, but this time around, I'd say they're actually pretty good. So for starters, you're going to get 5 6-star medals, which could range anywhere between tier 2 to tier 6 guild. So you could get a tier 4, 5, or 6, you could get a premium medal, or you could just as easily get 5 tier 2s. So it's a hard say to, actually want to buy these because of the medals. Really, you do it for the skills. So let's go over the skills. So the bottom 2 ones are easily outdated just because triple threat is good under certain circumstances, like if you're busting your way through the Coliseum and you're using triple threat in order to, inflict poison, in order to deal more damage, inflict paralysis, or sleep in order to buy yourself some extra turns. So triple threat is okay, but it has to proc first, so I believe it's got like a 32% proc rate, not something particularly too high, but not only that, it has to select the status ailment that you want, which makes it a second gamble. So there's 2 different gambles there. The first one is the activation gamble, and the second one is it going to activate the status ailment that you want? So I usually don't recommend triple threat. If you have it already from like an avatar board or something, great, good for you. If you're using it well, by all means, but I won't recommend paying 1500 jewels for it. Second chance, if you don't have second chance, I wouldn't even buy this, because Second Chance 2 is so much better. Second Chance 2, I believe, is a 69% activation rate, whereas Second Chance 1 is only 32. So I would really just save your jewels for the next time Second Chance 2 pops up, or I'll go over a little bit later why this one is definitely not worth buying into. The top 3 are definitely good, though. So Attack Boost 4 Max is really good. It's good for things like high score challenges. So if you haven't looked up the L method, definitely check out that original video. If that doesn't make any sense to you, and if you're on like Facebook groups and they're still not making sense to you, go ahead and shoot me a message down below, and I'll see if enough interest builds up. I'll make a whole new video explaining the L method in my own terms. But for the L method, you want to keep pressing out consistent high damage on enemies, and Attack Boost 4 Max will guarantee just that. Especially because high score challenges are more often than not hordes of Heartless that you have to fight through. So to get the max amount of bonus points using the L method, you want to have consistent damage output, and Attack Boost 4 Max will do just that. Whereas the regular Attack Boost 4 has a proc rate of 54%, this one's always going to be 100. You don't have to worry about RNG screwing over your run. So Attack Boost 4 Max is really good for high score challenges. It's really good for medals with really high multipliers that you plan on using for damage purposes. So things like EX medals, things like HD Shion, things like HD Nominee, things like the other copy medals, so Key Arts, Bond, Sky, and Beginning. Attack Boost 4 Max is really, really good for any medal that you have guilted that's going to be your main damage dealer. So that's a really good skill to have. SP Attack Gauge 0 is good for, in my opinion, buffers that are high cost and have extra attack. And the reason behind that is because SP Attack Gauge skills are kind of tricky if you don't know how to use them properly. So the way SP Attack Gauge skills work is that even if it has SP Attack Gauge 2, 1, or 0, you have to have that medal's initial SP gauge cost in order to even activate it, even if SP Attack Gauge skills will decrease the cost. So that sounds really confusing. Let me go ahead and use an example. So let's say you have a medal that costs 4 gauges and you have SP Attack Gauge 2 on it, and the medal also has extra attack. So you're going into that medal with a total of 5 gauges. Again, just a theoretical situation. So you have those 4 gauge minimum, so you use the 4, you use the medal, and then it subtracts 2 gauges because you had SP Attack Gauge 2 on it. Now when that extra attack kicks in and allows you to use the medal again, you won't be able to activate it because you only have 3 gauges left. The medal has an initial cost of 4, And even though you have SP attack gauge 2, because you don't have that 4 to start with, it won't allow you to activate it. So it doesn't increase, or it doesn't decrease the initial cost that you have to have. It decreases it after you activate the skill. So you have to have that minimum, and having SP attack gauge 0 allows you to do just that with 0 repercussion. So if you go, let's say that same scenario, except it has SP attack gauge 0, you're going to start with 5 gauges, the metal costs 4, and you have an SP attack gauge 0. So you activate it the first time, it won't drain a single one of your gauges, leaving you with that same 5. And then it allows you to use that extra attack at, again, no cost. So this particular skill is good for things like Hainer Pence Olette with extra attack, because it'll guarantee if you have that minimum 4 gauges, you can use it twice. Guaranteed, for sure, no questions asked. So that's where SP attack gauge 0 is really good in my opinion. I wouldn't use it on things like SP Vanitas. I would definitely use an attack plus an SP attack gauge skill on that, just because it's also a very strong metal that can attack, and it also heals you as long as you have an SP attack gauge skill on that SP Vanitas. So this is definitely more for buffers with extra attack on them. The last skill is going to be Attack Boost 3 Max Lux Plus, which is really, really good. This metal skill is fantastic for rating, it's fantastic for damage pushing, and the fact that it's a Lux skill that also has that max word attached to it means that no matter what, you're always getting that Lux Plus every single time you use that metal, versus something like Attack Boost 4 with Lux Plus, which will have a 54% proc rate, so sometimes it won't go off. Having the max skill guarantees that Lux Plus goes off, and it also guarantees the damage pushing. So it's a fantastic skill. It's only been offered a total of 4 times in total throughout the whole game so far. So the first 2 were with Winnie the Pooh avatar boards in May, and then the next 2 are offered with the Ansem avatar board, which is currently being advertised. It's currently able to be bought. Now, would I recommend buying these? I'd only recommend buying these if you haven't already bought both Ansem avatar boards. Now, why would I say that? So let's go ahead and take a look at our Ansem avatar boards, and I'll explain exactly why I think that you should buy the avatar boards first. So as you can see, I already bought both of them, and the reason I wouldn't recommend buying the Skills to Thrill deal if you haven't already bought these is because this avatar board comes with one of the skills offered plus 2 upgraded versions of skills that are offered through the Skills to Thrill deal. So the 3 skills that this offers is going to be the Attack Boost 4 Max, but with SP Gauge 2. So this instantly beats out that Attack Boost 4 Max because it also has the SP Gauge 2 on it, decreasing the cost of things like EX medals, or metals that cost like 6, or metals that cost like 4. So this is an upgraded version of that Attack Boost 4 Max. The next skill that it offers is going to be Second Chance 2, which again, far outclasses Second Chance 1, which is one of those Skills to Thrill deals. The last skill it offers is going to be Attack Boost 3 Max Lux Plus, which is exactly that last one I was talking about. Very good for rating, very good for consistent Lux pushing. So this avatar board, for the cost of 2,500 jewels, will net you all 3 of those skills, as well as the magic gem, and then some other bonus metals like chips and dales, and I believe some magic mirrors and a Sid. But yeah, I would definitely recommend buying the avatar boards first. A lot of people will say, but you get medals with the Skills to Thrill deal, and that's true. You know, that's absolutely true. But again, you're taking a gamble with those, because while you can get multiple 4-star, 5-star, 6-stars, there's also the equal chance that you will get some, you know, or not 6 stars, tier 4, tier 5, tier 6 medals, so premium medals. You also risk the chance of getting tier 2 and tier 3 medals, which are, for the most part, very outclassed within this point in the game. But with that being said, I do need another Attack Boost 3 Max Lux Plus. Normally, I'd recommend, if you don't need the skill immediately, don't buy the Skills to Thrill deal, because, you know, save some jewels in order to use them on future things. But I already plan on using all the Attack Boost 3 Maxes that I have. I used one on Key Art 3 back in the day. I used one on the King Donald and Goofy recently. And then I plan on using this one on Kingdom Hearts 3 Sora EX and the other one on Sora Art EX. So I'm going to need another one just in case. So I always like keeping one on hand. So let's go ahead and do one pull on that Attack Boost 3 Max Lux Plus. And if I could get something like Key Art 1 or, you know, any tier 4, 5, or 6, that would be fantastic. But we will see our luck. Especially since I want to save for Xion EX, who people say is gonna be this weekend. I'm kind of freaking out because I hope it's not to give me an extra week to save, but I definitely need this skill. So let's see if we can pull out some premiums out of this pull. And there's no way for me to tell because they're all 6 stars. So we'll see. We'll see. All right, what do we get? Okay, wow. All right, so we did get a tier 5. So we got our Key Art 7, which is really good because I can now re-roll and I can add a trait on, which I'll do in this video, and that's really good. We also got a 6-star whale, which I've never had because I didn't level it up, as well as a Shiki medal, and I always wanted the Shiki medal because The World Ends With You just has a very special place in my heart. So, yeah, not a bad pull, but not a bad pull. Not a bad pull. Again, we could have easily ended up with tier 2s, so pretty good. And then we got, of course, the Attack Boost 3 Max Lux Plus, which is really good. So, as promised, let me go ahead and combine that Key Art 7. So let's go ahead and select for our Key Art 7. Here it is. And let's hope we can get number 1, a higher guilt, and number 2, something. If we could get ground or aerial minus 60, oh, that would be so good. I would flip out. So let's go ahead and see what we can roll for our trait and for our guilt. So first things first, we're going to have the guilt. And there's no point in me holding on to 2 of these just because I have different setups that I can use. Alright, so let's hope we can roll high guilt and get one of those 60 traits. That would be so good. I would, ooh, that'd be so good. Alright, so for our guilt, we got, oh, no boost. But just like with the past metal pull roll trait thing that we did, let's hope we can get a favorable trait to balance this out. Alright, so let's see. For our trait, we get... Yes! Woo! Yeah! Alright, we did it. We did it. Ground enemy defense minus 60 on a tier 5. On a tier 5. This is so good. I am super excited for this. Oh my gosh, yes. Oh, this is so good. Oh my gosh. Ground enemy defense minus 60. This will be able to carry me in the Coliseum. I realize I started talking really fast, but I'm really excited. Oh, this is just so good. Let me make sure I screenshotted that. Oh, jeez. Oh, baby. All right. So there it is. There it is. Fantastic. Absolutely great. Whoo, that was so worth it. So, you know, take that as you will in total for my evaluation of the skills that Thrill deal. It could end up really good, like what I got. What I got was really good. But again, there is the alternative that you can get only tier 3s and tier 2s. So again, just take that to heart. Just think it over a little bit. If you think it's worth it, I would definitely try for it. But again, and some avatar boards first, because for 2,500 jewels, you are getting a better value than if you paid into the Skills to Thrill deal 3 times per day, which is going to be 4,500 per day. So that's my evaluation on the Skills to Thrill deal, as well as one poll to kind of give you guys a heads up as to what it's like. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to leave them in the comments below, and I will try my best to answer them. And until the next video, everyone, take it easy.